Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. Thank you for tuning in on this beautiful weekend. Hope you're enjoying it. Got a little rain, a little wetness out there. Got some things to do around the house. Hoping to get out to the boat today for a little bit. Spend some time with my beautiful wife. My anniversary's this month too, man. 30 year married to my beautiful wife, Michelle. How grateful I am for that, man. She's just basically kept me out of jail, I think, for the most part, and kept me from doing stupid things my whole life. Do you have a wife like that keeps you from doing stupid things? Mine does, right? That's her full-time job, just keep me from doing dumb things. So, but thanks for tuning into my show today. We got a lot of things to cover. We covered what my predictions were about interest rates moving forward, that I think that things will stay relatively steady till the election, maybe even post-election. I think that home prices are going to start escalating pretty steeply as soon as rates drop. So don't wait for them to drop. Just go ahead, buy now, refi later. You don't pay any lender fees when you come back to me to refi. No lender fees. Okay. You do a purchase with me. I come back to refi it. You're not going to pay any lender fees. Now, another thing that I wanted to discuss is that people's reluctance to get the loan process started. There's only two reasons that you're reluctant to get the loan process started. You're afraid. That's number one reason. And you're maybe afraid because of, number one, your credit, and you don't think you'll qualify, or you think that the bank's just going to say no. Maybe you don't make enough income, or no, you don't have enough cash to buy a home to invest in it. You don't have any skin in the game. So those are your number one reasons, your three reasons that people are reluctant. First of all, let me dispel a couple of myths. First of all, most lenders will pull a hard credit pull. I will start off with a soft credit pull. You have nothing to worry about with your credit with me. I don't want to do something to negatively affect your credit, or it would negatively affect me doing a mortgage for you. That would be foolish. So we're going to start with a soft credit pull. No hard pull. Won't affect your credit at all. We'll run numbers. We'll get you pre-qualified. We'll get you pre-approved. Okay. So if you're concerned about credit, and maybe there's things going on there, I'm going to go into your 10 things to fix your credit here. Okay. I'm going to cover that. So just don't go anywhere. You're going to want to make notes on these, or you're going to want to call me or text me and get me to send you my list of things to do to fix your credit. But that's your number one reason you're concerned about your credit. Everybody's credit can be fixed. I don't care if you had a foreclosure yesterday, I can fix your credit. It's just a matter of time, and it's a matter of how committed you are to doing it. But here's the thing. You have no payoff in renting. It does zero for you. So we got to get you out of renting. That's what our goal is. So the other reason that people are reluctant is they don't have any cash. They just my expenses are too much. I'm just loaded up with debt, and I just don't have enough money to save. I can't save any money. Well, do you know that there's down payment assistance programs that you might qualify for? Now, many of them have credit requirements, like 640 minimum credit requirements. Some of them require you to have a little skin in the game. But I can tell you, I can get most of you into a home for no more than you would pay for your first month in security deposit on an apartment complex. So if you can get in for the same amount, why would you want to rent if you can buy? So that's the second reason, is people don't think they have enough cash to close. So first was credit, second was cash to close. And then the third reason is they don't think they may qualify for maybe income. So maybe you can't, maybe you don't have enough income, but maybe there's another way we can do this. Maybe by getting some down payment assistance that may reduce the loan amount, that may allow you to qualify for a little bit more. Then we can talk about maybe co-signers or co-borrowers that might be able to help you as well. But there are always reasons to buy. There's never a good reason, unless you're in your 90s and getting ready to go into an assisted living facility, that you should ever rent a home or an apartment complex, unless you are transient and you're not going to have any type of stability. Even then, when I was transient, I still owned property and I made a ton of money. So those are your reasons. Now, what programs are available for you? For veterans, no money down VA. Unbelievable product. I've been specializing in helping veterans for 35 years. Just because you think USAA or Veterans United or New Home or whatever it's called, you hear their advertisements, they're spending millions of dollars a month in advertisement. I had a client come to me, a veteran, just a couple of weeks ago. They had already been pre-approved. Matter of fact, they went through the full process with one of the VA lenders that they act like they're a VA lender, but they're really not. And they got approved and they got an estimate. And their realtor said, you know what? I think you need to call Bruce. I think you need a second opinion. I looked at their estimate and I was able to reduce their closing costs by $10,000. I was able to reduce their interest rate by 3/4 of a point. And I'm going to tell you something. That's what makes me happy. Don't think because you're convinced that USAA or Veterans United are all about the veteran. Look at, they do things for veterans as well, but they don't do it as well as the Lone Ranger, and not even close. You owe it to yourself as a veteran to give me an opportunity to help you. I promise you, you won't go back to your other lender. That's my guarantee. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Lone Ranger. You can reach me right now at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or you can go to my website at webringyouhome.com. Simple application process. Again, no hard credit pull, soft credit pull, authorized soft pull. You can call me right now or text me in Tampa at 813-213-4009. Please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll give you a Starbucks coffee for just subscribing to my YouTube channel, but you must text me and tell me you subscribed. I had 2 or 3 people subscribe last week when I asked them to, but they didn't tell me who they are, so I couldn't send them anything. So just text me and say, hey, it's Bob, and I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. Here's my email address, and I'll send you over a gift certificate for a Starbucks coffee for helping me out. Why? Because it helps me up in my ranks on my YouTube channel. Plus, you can see all my radio shows, all 3 of them on my YouTube channel. So you can go to Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Arranger. That's Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Arranger YouTube, and subscribe to that. I'd greatly appreciate it. You can listen to my podcast. You can hear this on Spotify or iHeartRadio, available on both of them. You can Facebook friend me so you can see my 3 big things you need to know. I do a market update every Friday, and I give you 3 tips on things you need to know about the industry. Okay. Whether you're buying, selling, or wanting to refinance, it's valuable information. It'll keep you in the know. So those are the ways you can contact me, and I can help you. And I would be more than happy to help you, your family members, friends, your children, your grandchildren. And we talk about how you can help your children. Are you planning on leaving your children, your grandchildren, an inheritance? Let me tell you what not to do. Don't leave them any money if they're not used to having any money. If they're going to buy a Boston Whaler, a Harley Davidson, a big screen TV, and then all your retirement money is going to get pissed away. So here's what I did. I created a trust, and my children will inherit several $1,000,000 in trust from the real estate that I've developed. But in order for them to get to the trust, they have to contribute 5 properties of their own into the trust. How do you like that? Then their children have to do the same thing, and their children have to do the same thing. So now you're planning on leaving your kids some money, your grandkids money, so you can protect it and make sure they're making wise decisions. Only give them an inheritance to buy real estate. That's it. That's how you do it. Help them buy a home. Once they buy a home, they're not going to piss the money away. The equity just starts building up. And if you're concerned about them pulling equity out of the house by taking of a home equity line of credit or something in the future, then we just put you on the deed and nobody can do anything unless you're notified. So it's a great way to help kids out, your young adult children that are currently struggling with renting in that vicious cycle of paying that landlord. All right, I want to give you some tips on credit. So we talked earlier about the 3 reasons people don't buy is credit, income, or assets. That's their fears. So let's just dispel some myths on credit. I've been helping families with repairing credit for over 30 years. And I'm going to tell you something. Number one thing that you don't want to do is try to fix it yourself. Most people do more damage than they do good. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why, but just don't do it yourself. I'll help guide you in the direction for free. Why would you do it yourself? You don't know what debts to pay off or pay down. You don't know how much to pay them down or pay them off. So don't do it. I don't even know until I run a credit analyzer. So I take your credit, I pull all 3 credit bureaus, and then I run an analyzer that says, what do we need to do to improve, get as much credit improvement as possible? And I have to go through every one of your liabilities and run an analyzer on it. And then it gives us a game plan on what you need to do to maximize your score. Now, most of you go, well, I just know I need to pay down my credit card debt. Oh, you do? Is that what you need to do? So I'm going to tell you, don't do that unless you know what debts to pay, because some debts like Capital One, you could pay it to 0 and you might even get a worse score instead of a better score. So these are the things I don't want you to do. Don't fix your credit yourself. You'll do more damage than good. Don't pay off collections that are greater than 1 year old. Don't pay off collections that are greater than 1 year old. Why? Because the damage is done. And you might say, well, if I pay them off, it gets better. No, it actually gets worse. And here's why. Now, I'm not telling you a lot of this will make sense. I'm just telling you it's true. You pay off an old collection, and the bureaus read that as recent activity on a derogatory account, and your credit's going to drop like a rock. So don't do that. Next thing is, don't call the collection company to discuss the account unless you are prepared to pay it in full. As soon as you call a collection company, they record that as recent activity. And if you argue with them about the debt that's owed, they will put a dispute on the account and it will remove that from the credit scoring, and you will not be able to get a mortgage with a dispute on your credit. So don't do that. Don't call them. Now, if you want to pay it in full, then you can call them and pay it in full. Next thing I don't want you to do, don't negotiate a reduced payoff on a debt if you want to improve your credit. Don't negotiate it. If you want to negotiate it for a reduced debt, that's fine. But expect you're going to get worse credit before you get better credit. It's going to take time for that to heal, because it's like a short sale. You're short selling the account and they're going to show it as paid for less than owed, and it's going to hurt your credit. Next thing is, never agree to make installment payments on a collection account. So in other words, hey, I owe them $5,000. I'm just going to make a $200 a month payment. No, never, ever, ever do that. Why? Because every time you make a payment, they record you as being derogatory because you haven't paid the whole debt off yet. And every time you do it, it lowers your score more and more because there's activity on a derogatory account. And it just makes it way worse. Don't do that. Next thing is, don't close credit card accounts. When you close them, it can affect you negatively. Next thing is, never exceed 30% of your credit limit. Now listen, if you're trying to fix credit and you go to 29% credit limit, you're going to do more damage. So don't do that. I'm just telling you, never go above 30. But if you're trying to fix credit or build credit, what you want to do is keep your credit cards at about $5. Why not 0? Not 0, because as soon as you hit 0, the creditor doesn't report to the bureaus. So now you're not getting the benefit of the good credit. So don't do that. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. Stay tuned. I'll be back in 5 minutes to finish up this.